right.
Glorious! No, I will give in till I'm victorious. I will defend.
Welcome, everyone, to the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com. I am your host, Vince Barry from Northeast Wrestling. That is Steve's least favorite new theme, so I thought I'd kick things off with it.
Thank you for that.
All right, so we'll discuss that in a second as to why he dislikes it. It is literally glorious. I mean, that's the name of the song, Glorious Domination. Anyway, we are the War Report. This is all the talk that's fit to print in the wrestling world. Let me fade this music out. Once again, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the one and only wrestling dating site for wrestling fans. Make wrestling night your date night. Go to TagMeADate.com now. Sign up. Get your first 30 days free. What's going on, guys?
What up, Vinnie Mac?
You know, living large, drinking that iced coffee to both stay cool and stay awake.
Nice.
If you have the Dunkin' Donuts app and you get a cold brew coffee, you get 200 points, which is equivalent to a free drink. So I bought that, and now I got a free drink. For those of you in the know, if you don't know, now you know that Dunkin' Donuts app is not some garbage BS app. It's the real deal. And that's not a sponsorship. I wish it was, because I'd have a watch on instead of an old wristband from the beach. But no, definitely check it out. The app has some good coupons if you know what to look for. But
I'd say that's a good promo for Dunkin' Donuts. I don't see why.
Right? They should kick me some points. Kick me some more points. I'll take another 200.
So since you just brought up an app,
yes,
it might be a good time to mention to everybody that I am very close to finalizing a deal for not only an Apple but an Android app as well.
Ayo!
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is such good news.
Bravo.
That will bring us into the next level here for Tag Me a Date.
You could say it would be glorious.
It could be glorious. Steve, okay, you don't like the song. Let's just really brief. Let's touch on this. You don't like the song. Do you like the Glorious Bomb? Do you like what Ciampa and Gargano are doing with this Glorious Bomb thing?
I like nothing about it. As far as I'm concerned, it should pay to be rude. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the gimmick. He's phenomenal on the mic. He's owning it. I think he's doing a great job with it. It sucks.
I would say he's doing a glorious job. Remember when Mr. Perfect would cut a promo, and him and Mean Gene would each say perfect about 12 times in the span of 90 seconds? I think they should do that again. Only with glorious.
Is Wade Boggs available?
Speaking of backstage interviews, how about Chris Jericho calling Tom every name but Tom?
Steven.
Yeah. The first one when it was just Tim last week, Tim, it was subtle and good, and then he expanded upon it. It's the week 2, he really kicked it into gear. Maybe he'll have 1,004 names for Tom by the end of this.
You're gonna get it. Get one. It. I love Jericho's use of the word "it." It's hysterical.
I just that Jim, that thing.
His use of anything non-specific is great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I won the Money in the Bank. When? That one.
Let's see. All right. So how was Raw? Since this is the lead-in to, it was the final Raw before SummerSlam, the big show, not the actual big show, but the big show of the summer, SummerSlam.
You know what I fucking hate?
What do you hate?
I'm gonna tell you.
What grinds your gears?
I'll tell you what grinds the gears. I hate when the main event is a one-on-one match with the same 2 fucking people you're gonna watch on 3 fucking days.
Oh, preach.
I like the idea of a best-of-7 series. Do I want to see Sheamus Cesaro 7 times? Not a fucking prayer.
Nope.
Let's find Cesaro someone else to have a best-of-7 and not fucking Sheamus. Those are two issues I had.
It's a shame. Eh? Yeah.
Not amused, intern.
It's a shameful thing.
Those are my biggest issues. I think Raw was actually decent this week, but I think a lot of that had to do with Brock Lesnar and quite frankly the whole Heath Slater deal. I think it's just hysterical.
I love that.
I don't give a shit about your kids. Ah!
Yeah, that was awesome. And of course, Heyman.
What is the end game for Slater, though?
He's eventually going to get picked up by one of the brands, I assume.
What if he makes his own brand and he's the one-man brand?
The one-man brand. Get out.
Oh my God.
Get out. Kick him out. Steve, kick him out. No, it's fine.
I might have to drop him.
The one-man brand. They can just redo his song a little bit.
He's commentator, wrestler, general manager, everything.
I kind of want Santino to jump out of a dumpster and offer him a contract with Main Event.
What about Evolve? Have him pop up there for a little bit.
Don't have Gabe Sapolsky jump out of a dumpster. I don't think he has the physical fitness to get in and out. I'm sorry, Gabe. I shouldn't say that. No, that would be great for cross-promotion for them, not jumping out of a dumpster. Sorry, Gabe. But no, for real, if he showed up like in a backstage segment with Shane, and they were in like Chicago or somewhere where Evolve runs a lot of shows, and they're like, hey, we want to sign you to an Evolve contract. And he's like, and he's like, boom, baby, screw you, Shane, suck 12 dicks, I'm going to Evolve. Like that would be a great moment for, and then eventually they could like do some kind of exchange where someone from Evolve, like Johnny Gargano, gets traded. You know what I mean? Like there are some possibilities where you can do a talent exchange.
Really roast them at Evolve and have them the contract these for something really minor, like a janitor position or something.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
I think Heath Slater should go into Evolve and have a fucking run and be their champion because listen, I'll be very honest with you. If you go back through these podcasts that we've done over the last year and a half or so, I don't think I've always been very complimentary to Heath Slater, to the point I've frequently called Heath Slater Wendy in casual conversation. I'd call him Rocky Dennis from the Cher movie Mask.
Oh my God.
I was not very complimentary to him because he had that big, dumb chin with no facial hair, and then he had the stupid long hair, and I just didn't like him. I didn't like him. He's changed his look. He's changed his gimmick. I'm giving Heath Slater a lot of credit for taking, as they say, chicken shit and turning it into chicken salad. So he's gone from, and I think in everybody's perception, and definitely in mine, he's gone from like a joke to fairly serious because no matter how much he jokes, he got in the ring with Brock Lesnar and he was willing to take an ass beating from Brock Lesnar,
which he did.
Yeah, and listen, you got to give somebody credit for standing up to Brock Lesnar even if they lose, because you don't really win against Brock Lesnar.
Well, I don't think there was anybody that thought for even 10 seconds that Heath Slater was going to ever win.
Well, of course not, but I mean,
I don't think anybody
it's noble of him to even attempt
the segment thought that anything other than him getting killed was going to happen.
My favorite part of that whole segment was when Heath Slater goes, Brock, I've got 2 kids.
Yep.
And as many others that I have as well.
Yeah, he mentioned like some other kids. I'm like, damn, dude, that takes some.
Or no, he said, or any other kids I may have.
I may have, yeah.
That must be from his rock star days,
Oh, of course, yeah. The one-man band days. Let's go. Let me try and run through some chronological stuff. How was the opening segment with Rusev and Roman Reigns?
I mean, I think it's been good, to be honest. I think all the segments they've been having are good. I think Roman's been good.
I think he's settled in. Like, this is his spot. Like, I don't want to knock the guy because people spend a lot of time criticizing him. He's found his spot. He could be a mid-card guy forever. I know it's probably not his ambition, but that's where he needs to be, at least right now.
I agree with that.
But I think, again, that's not a criticism of him. I think he's found...
He's getting better.
He is.
You gotta admit it.
He's finding himself. And that's what he needs. You can't find yourself in the main event because all eyes are on you.
Oh, yeah. Then he's starting with a negative perception to begin with.
Yeah, you come in with a handicap because you're The Rock's cousin, you're a former football player. Like, it's all these things that kind of stack up as, like, stereotypical, we're going to push you over a regular, quote-unquote, regular wrestler guy. Those second and third generation guys tend to get a more fair shake in most respects, unless you're fucking Cody Rhodes. Or Manu. Yeah. Poor man. I'm Facebook friends with Alpha Jr. Manu. He's a good cat. But the second generation guys, at least you get some airtime, being related to somebody, which puts you a couple notches ahead of some other people. So. But so there's a negative, your hamstring there. But he's starting to come into his own. I think he was pushed a little. Not, hindsight is 20/20. He was pushed way too fast. Even though I think there was a way to have him win that Royal Rumble instead of Batista, and have him be involved in that main event, and that would have made him at WrestleMania 30. He didn't need to win. He just needed to be in it. He'd be a little more made, and then he didn't. Whatever happened going forward, he would have had a little bit more credibility by being in that WrestleMania main event with Daniel Bryan and all those guys. So, again, hindsight's 20/20 on Roman Reigns, but they're doing what they can to bring him back. So this Dudley Boys thing, it seems like they're going forward with it, right? The split.
It feels like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with how Bubba looked after the loss.
It was just a matter of time.
I'm conflicted because I like the idea of that, and the Bully Ray character was awesome in TNA, and he was great as a singles guy. However, I really wish they would have gotten their championship run and get that over with, just for nostalgia's sake.
Well, and the other problem is what happens to Devon. What happens to Devon? Because every time they split the Dudleys, Devon disappears or becomes Reverend Devon, and then everything's all fucked.
I think Devon doesn't, not to say that he doesn't care, because that's not fair to say somebody doesn't care. I don't know him that well. From what I've heard and what I've experienced, I feel like he's somebody who is okay. Like, he's like Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray was okay with being the second guy in the tag team because now Stevie Ray runs the school with Booker. He's living pretty comfortably. It looks like he did okay financially. He doesn't wrestle anymore, so you know what I mean. Like, he's okay with doing that, and I think
he knew Booker shined, so he let him.
Right, and Devon, I think he might be older. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's older than Bubba, and I think he might be more content. They've got the school. He could do fucking. He's still gonna work with WWE. It's not like if they split, he's not gonna be working there.
Oh yeah.
And then, worst case scenario, he's got a school, he's got the indies if he needs to make money, those fucking comic book conventions that come up every 2 weeks on my Facebook ads. I mean, Jesus. He's got the good thing is, right now, wrestling's as hot as it's gonna be. I think it's probably gonna get a little bit hotter, but this is the hottest it's been since the Attitude Era. People know who wrestlers are now, and it's not just John Cena. Because for a while, if you remember, the only wrestler anybody knew was The Rock, who hadn't wrestled in 10 years, and John Cena. That was it. And maybe Triple H. They knew like those big. Then that was it. Now people will say Roman Reigns along with John Cena, or even like I have friends who tell me, because they know I'm in wrestling, they're like, hey man, I flipped channels the other night and I fucking found this final deletion match and it was awesome. I'm like, there you go. This is, somebody who hasn't watched wrestling in 10 years tells me that. So people who aren't watching wrestling are coming back to it, or haven't watched wrestling are coming back to it, and I think we're getting some new fans. Think about it, guys that are our generation who grew up as fans are now having kids, and they're going to be bringing those kids to shows, and then we're going to have a whole other generation of little assholes like us running around going, "Why did he grab another chin lock?" Like I used to do when I was like, God, I was the worst. Don't ever you shouldn't ever watch wrestling with me. I'm the worst person to watch wrestling with in the world. Especially when Randy Orton used to wrestle in 2007 and 2008. You should don't stay around me when Randy Orton was wrestling in those 2 years. It's awful. Let me find. I'm gonna find something on my phone, and you guys continue as we're talking about this. I'll pull this up because the whole Matt Hardy thing, the final deletion thing, reminded me of something. So you guys talk. We'll bring up the next segment.
Well, I will. Before we jump to another segment, I want to mention, because you were talking about development and things like that. How about the big fucking news that Shawn Michaels has taken a full-time fucking job training the new guys at the Performance Center.
Yeah, that is wonderful news.
This is the luckiest crop of wrestlers ever to hit the Performance Center, because now they get to work with Shawn Michaels.
And the best part is, they didn't pay Shawn Michaels $10,000 to have William Regal train them in Texas, because that was what Shawn was doing. He opened his school, and then he was like, Regal, you train him. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm good. Regal, you get in there, and Regal's like, all right. All right. So here's the thing. Let me before I forget. This is
Shawn was still a little messed up at the time.
Oh yes, he was. So this is going to be a world premiere here, or at least an announcement of something that's going to be a world premiere soon. There is a wonderful independent wrestler. His name is Dave Cole from Connecticut. Some of you may or may not have heard of him. He is a great indie wrestler, but he's also a very, very talented artist. Dave Cole has made. I commissioned and paid. He didn't do this for free or anything, because I don't like doing that. I like compensating somebody for their work. Dave Cole made for me a custom, one-of-a-kind, broken Matt Hardy Funko vinyl pop figure.
That is awesome.
And if you can see here, Matt is holding a delete key in his hand. So I'm going to be picking that up from Dave Cole shortly, and I will be getting a reaction video from Matt Hardy himself, because I'm going to bring Mini Matt, I don't know what to call him, El Brokencito. I'm really not sure what to call our little friend, but I'm bringing Mini, I'm bringing my broken friend to the next Northeast Wrestling shows, and I want to get a reaction from Matt Hardy and maybe even Jeff, because I think he's going to be there. We'll see, because Jeff's an artist. I want to see what he thinks of it too. But I'm very, very pleased with how that came out. It looks just like him, and it's got the streak in the hair. The whole thing is it's ridiculous. So stay tuned. That's going to be on my YouTube. So when that goes up, I'll let you guys know.
His broken brilliance.
Listen, Dave Cole has broken brilliance because he was able to provide that wonderful broken figure there. So thank you, Dave. And there's going to be more. I'm going to pick it up from Dave. I'm actually going to get a video with him talking about how he designed it and painted it and all that. So talking through his process, and then I'll get a reaction from Matt and put it together, put it up on YouTube in a couple weeks. I'm very happy that it looks so cool. I really like it. So anyway, that's something coming up. But back to Raw.
Back to the scheduled programming.
Yes, back to our regularly scheduled programming. What do we want to touch on? Is there anything particularly notable about Nia Jax?
She killed another.
I mean, they keep giving her the squash match, which
she's not like most girls, as they say.
Right.
I watched Raw last night, but I don't even remember that happened. Like that she wrestled. It was
real quick.
Fast-forwarding a lot. I'll be honest, I was fast-forwarding a lot.
She hit her finish, and then the match was over. It was barely a match. That was it.
That girl took a big bump on the outside, falling off from the top rope. That looked kind of nasty.
That fast-forward button is a little tricky, though. Sometimes it goes over too fast.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times.
Steve, I need your opinion, because we were talking about this off-air earlier. Balor debuting the Demon on Raw. What are your thoughts on that?
It was fucking stupid.
Thank you.
I think they should have waited till Summerslam.
I knew it. I knew I could count on you.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's something that should have been a reveal at SummerSlam.
I agree.
You know, it's
could have been
5
their
fucking
reason?
days away. They couldn't wait.
Nope. Apparently not.
Idiots.
They want it now. Like,
I really don't understand that decision. I need somebody to explain it to me, and I don't think there's not an explanation. There's no. You can't tell me there's an
explanation.
explanation.
Have a raw moment with
And the dumbest thing they could possibly do is have him be the demon all the time. That would be stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it wasn't even like an impressive like not to knock the guy again. I think what
You should've
Balor
kept the hat
does
on.
right with what Balor does with the entrance and his crawling and the pose boom, bah, it's all very cool. I like it. But there was a comment, one of the guys, I think it was Pro Wrestling Torch or ProWrestling.net, I forget which one, but they said that the fog was lame, and I agree. If you're gonna have somebody debut, you had one guy with a fucking fog machine. You couldn't get some pyro, fireworks, fire. Like he's a demon king. He couldn't come like a throne. Does Triple H have that throne somewhere? We could respray paint it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Triple H is like, nobody takes my throne.
You'll have to kill me.
God, do you know how... I wonder if he was mad when somebody pitched the Demon King, and he's like, we can't have the Demon King. I'm the King of Kings. He can be the Demon Jack. Demon Jack.
The only reason why I don't think Triple H has a problem
No, I know,
is because that's his pet project.
Oh, yeah, that's his boy. And plus, they could always do you might be the Demon King. I'm the King of Kings. And do that fucking match at something. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on.
At some point.
As long as they don't do Balor versus Kane.
I keep on hearing the Demon Kane, not
Right?
King.
First of all, when the fuck did he become the Demon King?
He didn't. He just
Right.
came out in face paint on Monday night.
Like, what the fuck is this Demon King bullshit? Because I agree with Ryan. I kept hearing Demon Kane, and I was like, why is he looking for Kane?
No, because, they had that wonderful 7-minute championship match at a pay-per-view 2 years ago.
He gave himself a self-promotion and help.
I mean, I don't know. I did like that whole thing last week on Raw that they had with the meaning of Finn Balor.
Yeah, that was great.
That
was
a fucking
good.
cool video.
The follow-up was piss poor.
Yes.
Because I think, again, you needed to build it up more. Just again, somebody said something on I think it was ProWrestling.net. Why was Seth Rollins your #1 draft pick? He didn't have a match. He didn't have anything scheduled for a Monday night. He could just go around demon hunting. Is he gonna call Sam and Dean and Cass and jump in the fucking Impala?
Demon King is have him pop up, interfere in the match, and disappear. You get a glimpse.
Yeah, getting glimpses, that would be...
Remember
Remember when
the
they
tape
dressed
a
up
little bit.
Heath Slater like Sting once?
Except
They could do that
not
kind of
doing
thing.
that.
They could have a couple guys painted up like Balor, and then like the light shines on him in one part of the arena, then the lights go out, then he shows up in another part of the arena, then the lights go out, and then it's the actual Balor standing right behind Rollins. I don't know. How about something that didn't involve the guy crawling on the flat? I don't know. I
They
guess
could've
maybe I'm
timed that to the
flip-flopping on the
music
crawling on the floor
perfectly.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
the fade to black, then lights up. There's
Yep,
another.
yeah,
battle.
that would have been, and then flash in one part of the arena, boom, ba, and then flash in boom, ba, in another part, and then the third, and he's there, boom, in the middle of the ring. Oh. Man, that was a great segment we just made up. I wish that actually happened on television.
Hindsight's 20/20 though.
Yeah, exactly.
So I won't take all the credit.
No, we
It
can't take
happened-
all the credit.
It happened. Let's move forward, I guess, right?
That's right. Now let's move forward to the primetime players with Bob Backlund versus the Shining Stars.
Opening was awesome. Backlund doing the millions of dollars dance.
That guy's insane.
Where is this going? What is happening?
Well, apparently that was their way of turning Titus heel.
Is he heel?
I mean,
See, that's the problem.
that's
I'm
what
not
I got
sure.
from it.
Because Backlund
think-
started everything, so that's could say was on them.
Yeah, so whose naked pictures do the Shining Stars have to still have jobs? Like, again, not to criticize anybody, but goddamn, like, I feel so bad. They went from, being colognes to being matadors to being travel agents.
Basically.
Travel agents to a bankrupt state.
They should just have a gnome come out with them at this point.
What's El Torito doing? Hire his ass back. He could be their gnome.
I did like the segment with Dr. Gallows and Dr. Anderson.
Yes.
They're really playing up this testicle thing, huh?
Yeah, they are.
It was very funny.
God.
I loved, last week too, especially last week because they had the whole nod to Spies Like Us where they had the doctor,
yeah. So much for Jinder Mahal's big push back into the limelight.
He sucks.
Hey, don't hinder Jinder.
They hindered the shit out of Jinder.
Yes.
Welcome back, you suck again.
That's pretty much what they said.
No, he fucks again.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, he was never good in the first place, really. Let's make Jinder Mahal great again.
See, now I could get behind that if Bob Backlund just got a bunch of different, like a Benetton ad of different ethnicities of wrestlers, made them great again. He can get that. What's that guy's name from the cruiserweight thing? The Chinese guy who can't wrestle. China's greatest wrestling export, and he can't wrestle. Anyway, what are they doing with Neville? Neville comes back. What's he gonna do? He's 5'2". What's he gonna do? Like, where are they gonna put him?
All right, he's got to go into the cruiserweight deal. That would be my guess. It's the only way he's going to get used properly.
Yeah. True. So Anderson and Gallows, they try to. New Day comes out, tries to do the old fucking tee off on somebody's ball sack, and it didn't work. And we've officially built a title match on Testicle Shots.
True.
But hey, you need something to further a feud, and if it's testicles, I'm okay with it. Because there are two things that are always funny: balls and poop.
I mean, shit.
This was
just fans.
Yep. That's why I could get a job at WWE, because testicles and poop will always be funny.
Fans of the testicles.
Oh, that poor guy.
At least he had Stacy Keebler.
I don't know what was the bigger joke that they played on him. Giving him the testicles thing, putting him in a tag team called TNA, or somebody putting those goddamn subway tiles in his mouth and calling them teeth.
I don't know.
Like those were some big ass chompers.
Oh yeah, those.
So what do we think here? You said it was stupid that we had the rematch. We talked about how stupid the demon thing was. We touched those were the main event segments.
What's pretty stupid is what's going on with Sami Zayn.
What is going on with Sami Zayn? He doesn't have a match for SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, he beat Owens and now nothing.
So.
But don't worry, because Owens has a match.
So let's talk about that. We're halfway through the show. Let's go to. Oh, thank you for putting colors on the tabs there.
No problem.
Brian is a great intern. He's very, very good at Excel.
I wouldn't call that great at Excel.
It's much better than I am at Excel. Let me open up the Wikipedia page as well for this. Spoiler alert, what I do is I open the Wikipedia page for the particular pay-per-view.
Hey, don't steal my gimmick.
And then I just tell like I memorized the fucking matches. Oh my god. By the way, another spoiler alert. Later in the week, I'm either going to be on Cousin Vito's Casino podcast discussing UFC gambling odds for Sunday's or Saturday's UFC 202 McGregor Diaz rematch, or I will have it up on my YouTube channel because there are two very big long shots on the board as of right now. I won't spoil them for you. We'll save it for either the podcast or the video. There are two big long shots that if you're gambling, I would recommend putting some money on. You don't have to put down a little you don't have to put down a lot to make a lot. One of the guys is like 3.5 times, and another guy's like 2.5 times. So you put one guy, if you put down $5 and you win $17.50 back. So like there's some good numbers there. We're gonna talk them over. UFC 202. I'm so fucking excited for this show. I'm gonna save it for something else because we don't discuss MMA here.
Hey Vince,
but just want to let you know.
Where do you make your bets?
Right now, the recommendation from Cousin Vito's Casino is Bovada.com, and I'll give you that link. Hey, we're gonna get a Charlie bomb.
Charlie, where the fuck are you? The background noise is incredibly loud.
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
He's in Atlanta. Oh, wonderful.
The ATL, as if you will, one time. I'm in Atlanta airport flying up north, getting ready for Summerslam this upcoming week.
I'm sorry, I had to play some glorious music for Charlie.
Thank you.
There we go. He made a glorious entrance. How are you, sir?
I am. So did everyone hear about the wonderful event that took place down here in Georgia this past weekend, the Big Fan Fest?
No, I can't. What happened?
The thing that's all over social media about the promoter screwing everybody?
You're gonna have to. We can't really hear you.
Yeah.
Can we? You got the control room there? Okay.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
A little bit better, but
Okay.
still not great.
Okay.
Steve, you're the moderator. Go to the control room, see if you can turn his sound up. Awesome. We know how to run a podcast. Excellent. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. So the Big Fan Fest that happened in Georgia, where the promoter screwed everybody, and Arn Anderson.
Oh shit! I did hear about that. Yes, please tell us more.
Yes.
I didn't hear anything, so.
The gentleman named Greg, who was a first-time ever promoter, he had actually contacted me about 5 months ago about this big event he was putting on. And he had asked me if I would be interested in. First, he asked me if I was interested in investing in it, and the answer to that was very no. He told me, I asked him what experiences he had in wrestling. He said that he'd been around wrestling for 20 years as a fan, and he had the insight. He knew how to run a fan fest.
Just because you're a fan doesn't mean you're not to run a fucking fan fest.
Exactly.
So what happened was Arn Anderson, Ole, Telly, Barry Windham drove all the way up to Clearwater, Florida. The real Armstrong was a professional wrestling. Came in. Dr. Tom came in, and within basically they got to the hotel. They got to the hotel on Friday. Everybody was checking in. Everything seemed normal. The guy paid no deposits to anybody because he said that he was doing this old school and everyone was going to get paid when they arrived. And these old carnies thought they were working him because everybody worked him on the price, of course, like they always do, because he didn't know what he was doing. And so basically by Saturday morning, the hotels was kicking the wrestlers out because the credit cards were bouncing. Because I don't know if you guys know a lot about hotels down south, but what they'll do is they won't actually charge the room until later that night, till they do their night audit.
Yeah, I know all about that.
So they just scanned it. They authorized it for an amount, but they didn't actually charge it. But they charged it later on that night. Well, later that night, every room started bouncing. So when the night auditor didn't know what to do, so he just decided to wait till the morning till the manager came in. The promoter called him and said, "Hey, we'll get this squared away. It'll be there in an hour or two." So he said, as long as you're here by 10 o'clock, it won't be no problem. So obviously 10 o'clock came and nobody showed up. So he decided to go ahead and started wrestlers were getting kicked out of their rooms. People were driving to the event. So everybody gets there, and the guys basically got no money. Got no money to pay nobody. So legend after legend starts rolling in. After about 2 hours of, we have checks coming, we have money coming, this guy literally has his he basically is running out of excuses. So Arn Anderson and the Patriot Dale Wilkes literally force the guy into his car. They drive him to his house, where Arn Anderson basically forces the guy to give him the money that he's owed. Dale Wilkes then drives him back to the building with 2 checkbooks in hand. The guy starts writing checks out to everybody. One set of checks was a different set of names of his. It was his parents' check. He was telling people that he he had permission from his parents. It was his trust fund money, whatever it was. Well, within like an hour, people started trying to cash checks. And the parents' bank account got notified because people were trying to come in and cash these oddly crazy amounts of checks. And there was only enough money to cash some of the checks, not all of them, some of them. And literally, he stole his parents' checkbook to pay for wrestlers.
Wow.
Then, so
I heard the amount was $50,000.
Very, very close. About from what I've been told, around the 40,000 mark. So he wrote checks to everybody. The police were called. The police actually photographed a bunch of these checks, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, if these checks are bad, then you're going to be arrested for, all kinds of felonies. So all the money's there. I have a pending thing or whatever. So I don't know what happened, but apparently I was told the short of it, his parents went Monday morning, and they took a loan out to cover all the checks.
Oh.
Wow.
That's epically bad.
Douchebag.
Yeah. Yes. So he definitely gets the douchebag of the year award.
I think he gets decade. That's really
decade. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame of douche level.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny part. Arn Anderson's probably going to get fired over it.
From WWE?
Oh yeah. Here's the deal. When you book a WWE guy that's under contract to them, in direct office, they're supposed to run all bookings through them. Arn did not run any bookings through him. Arn was trying to just keep because the office keeps a percent of the money.
Keeps it on the download, yeah.
So not only did he do that, Arn also is getting a lot of heat on the way he was manhandling the guy, like forcing the guy into the car.
Fuck that.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all.
He didn't get dropped on his head, let alone.
But here's the thing though.
No, I know exactly where you're gonna go with it.
We live in a world where that's not acceptable nowadays. This is not the territorial days where when a promoter stiffs you take him in the back and beat the crap out of him.
Or 10 years ago where people would just say that's what you get.
Right. Do you realize the trouble Arn Anderson could have got into? Here's what Arn Anderson did. He physically grabbed somebody, forced him into a car. That's kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domestic threats.
Who was it that trapped him in the doorway? Was that Orndorff? And yelled at him?
Oh yeah, I mean, and literally, but obviously, what the guy did was completely wrong. But I mean, it doesn't matter. You can't do that in this day and world. You can't.
No.
I wasn't saying could. It just I believe the guy deserved to be dropped.
Oh yeah, I know. Nowadays, like this isn't the '70s. You can't get away with this shit like you used to.
I mean, you got to think everybody that was booked there was old territorial wrestler.
Yep.
That most of them guys. And here's the funny thing: the guy tried contacting New Jack about 2 months ago about booking him for the event.
Jesus.
And New Jack
killed his ass.
New Jack said on Facebook and privately messaged me, and we were laughing. He said, I asked for a deposit, and the guy wouldn't give me a deposit.
Jeez. So that's first of all, that's how you know some shit is up.
Right. If you can't give your talent a deposit, you
don't have the money to run a show.
No. You're running it on there. But here's where we're all trying to figure out. Now, riddle me this, Batman, is that he had 130 people show up that all bought the VIP ticket, which were you got to get 2 autographs from wrestlers or whatever.
Yeah.
I heard the VIP tickets were handwritten on slips of paper.
I heard that as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the VIP tickets were they were $100 each.
That's
So
it?
yeah, $100 each.
Okay.
Which $100 each times the 140 or 120 that showed up, right?
Right.
Where'd all that money go to? Apparently,
Where do you think?
I mean, well, apparently the guy was running around town. He never had more than a couple dollars to rub together his whole life. He was out buying brand new suits for the event, brand new this, brand new that. You know, so obviously he was just taking the front end money, trying to do whatever he could do, to make himself, you know, look like he had money.
Yeah.
And you know who I blame for all of this?
What's that?
I blame every one of the boys that were there.
No.
Because and the reason I blame every one of the boys there is that they thought they were working this dude to make money off this dude because this dude was a mark. But the thing is how in the hell are you going to drive 13 hours and not ask for at least a deposit?
I agree.
Yep.
This should be a prime example to everybody in the indies. Everybody in our business. The carny days are dead and gone. Run your business. Run your company like a business.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Damn, yeah.
Now, the funny story was, Sonny and Tessa Blanchard both slapped the hell out of the dude. Consecutively.
Wow.
And the bad thing was, here's the bad thing for Tessa. Tessa's now got hot water from NXT because obviously her boyfriend is who he is, and
Who? Wait, who? I'm not. I know he's a worker, but who is he?
Ricochet.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought.
Yeah, and he was booked on there and obviously didn't get paid as well.
Jesus.
So they threatened to kill the dude, and they had the dude up in the locker room and all that.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you're about ready to get signed to go on the main roster because both of them are going to go on the main roster eventually.
Oh yeah.
So are you going to blow your entire future over $300 and $500?
Probably not.
But,
right.
that would
Yeah,
be
no,
a good idea.
I would just leave.
yeah, I mean, okay, just pick up Ricky Steamboat, who works in the office, who actually cleared the booking through the office, was halfway there. He was literally like an hour out from the building, turned around and just said, "Up, I don't need to be in the middle of this."
Wow.
Which is a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, unfortunately, that's the world we live in, is that promoters
Yeah.
will be, and that guy's not a promoter, you know, and
I get
here's
it.
what a promoter does. Promoter, I'm running an event October 29th. My overhead for that event is nearly 30 grand.
Wow.
And that's my entire overhead for the night. And I'm not going to disclose who's getting most of it, but obviously we all know who we all obviously know who's getting the most of that. The guy with the paint on his face, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Everybody on my show is paid off. And I'm including all my young workers that are even
Shit.
my young boys. My ring crew is paid off. My ring crew got paid off last weekend. When I
Wow.
They got paid their $25 each. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but what I'm showing is, okay, I have a paper trail. Everybody I paid, either they sign a slip saying, hey, I give you this, or I PayPal it, I'll pay the $3 and I'm going to PayPal it to you. And the reason I do that is everyone's paid on my show. I have a roster. Everybody's paid. So now when money comes in, and I have sponsors and investors that invest in the show, they can say, okay, this is where all your money went to. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. This is this is what I charge. This is what I make. Yep. This is the deal. You know what I mean? And we need to start a revolution on the independents. Do business right on the indies. And what I mean by that is guys like Northeast Wrestling do it right. I mean, talk as bad as people want to talk about Rob Feinstein. Rob Feinstein does it right with his events. You know,
he pays. I know he pays people. I mean, I don't know any he seems like an odd guy, but he pays people.
He's an odd guy, but guess what? He pays people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Mike at High Spots. People hate Mike at High Spots.
Why do people hate Mike at High Spots? Mike at High Spots is the fucking coolest.
I will actually let me put Mike over for 30 seconds on some business here. This is what he did for me, and he probably will get mad. I'm sharing this story. We obviously know our iPay-per-view event. Our show, July 30th, was a success. We sold out. You know, we had a big turnout. But here's the thing. Our pay-per-view did not go live that night due to technical difficulties. It was not High Spots, which was Time Warner. Time Warner did not hook us up with the right equipment.
Oh.
Okay? So, what did Mike do? Mike not only refund... Mike took the hit on it, offered every customer a refund. Actually, no one took a refund because they got to watch it the next day. And without even telling me anything, he PayPal'd me back the money that he charged me to do the pay-per-view and still gave me my profits off of it.
Wow.
Because he felt somewhat responsible.
Yeah, I mean, I've had nothing but good experiences with the High Spots guys. Mike, Jake, Cedric, Caleb.
Jake. Oh, I think Cedric's a pussy. I'm not. Our Caleb Connolly's a pussy. I hate the little bitch, but you know.
Oh no, I gotta hear this.
Oh fuck that dude. Fuck that little whining bitch. I signed a deal with TNA. I'm special. Yeah. I get to go job on the dark match at TNA. Oh, I'm special. Fuck him. Fuck Caleb Connolly.
For the record, I am friends with Caleb Conley, so that was Charlie Armstrong.
I'm sorry for you.
No, I'm not. No. Listen, I don't begrudge anybody their opinion.
I'm apologizing to your friends with that guy. I apologize.
Oh my god. Oh, I gave my disclaimer.
I will never apologize for anything I say.
That's good.
But But I will say that dude's a bitch in life. The only thing that he ever had going for him is he got to nail Amanda Rodriguez for a little bit. That's about it. Yeah.
And Daphne.
Whatever. I mean, Amanda Rodriguez is probably the sweetest girl in the world, and he just put scumbag to her. But you know, either way in life. But you know,
we digress. Oh goodness.
Yeah, we digress. But, yeah, but everybody else in High Spots. I mean, Jeff. I mean, Mike. Everybody's great up there. They're
and I think you're right about having to maybe hold promoters to a higher standard, because aside from like New York and a couple other places, you don't need a promoter's license anymore. Like Connecticut, you can just run a show. The good thing, the upside is we have social media. I wouldn't have heard about that Georgia thing if somebody who I've never even met, who's just another wrestling fan, didn't share it from somebody else on Facebook. So that guy's now held accountable.
Yeah, but see, guess what the guy does? This is what this guy does. In 6 months, this guy runs another show under a different name.
True.
You know how many times people I meet in wrestling where 1 year their name was this and the next year it's this?
What's the end game for something like that, though?
What do you mean?
Say if everything works out, how does that work out?
What do you mean? I'm sorry, Ryan. I missed the question.
What's the point of continually scamming people under different names? Why not just try and do it legitimately?
Because in their mind, they probably are trying to do it legitimately. They just keep screwing it up. And they're just like, they're hoping eventually they're gonna throw something against the wall and it'll stick. And and in the process they're screwing people's lives. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't care about poor Barry Windham, who's not in the greatest health in the world, had to drop 13 and a half hours to get absolutely nothing. I don't care about that.
Right.
I mean, but that's just again. That is the. That again is the thing is in our business is that, I mean, how many people have we met in this? I mean, hell, every one of you guys are been to the Indies. How many times you met somebody and one year his name's this, and the next year it's this?
Yeah.
I mean, you can reinvent yourself really quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I guess as long as people don't remember. And I guess if you're an older wrestling, if you're in your 60s or 70s, maybe you don't have as good of a memory. You don't remember what the guy's face looks like.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. This guy might be in a different situation for a while, obviously. But I mean, I've known guys who run a show, and I've known people in West Virginia. West Virginia is notorious for this. Okay, me and Vince partnered up on a show, right? Well, we burned the town, we burned the building. We didn't finish paying for the building, or we didn't have the proper insurance. Something bad happened, so they X out, Vince and Charlie's wrestling. And 3 months later, Steve calls up there, who's our buddy, and we're gonna have Steve's wrestling there. They're all like, oh, all right, yeah, we're different than them guys. Okay, we'll give you a chance. And it's really the same promoters behind it.
Just with a different friend. That's shitty. That's real shitty.
Unfortunately, that's what happens in our business, and and I am with you guys. I think every state. I mean, now I know Virginia has an athletic commissioner. I mean, but everywhere else. I mean, Virginia, New York. I know Pennsylvania has one. Oklahoma has one. I think every state needs to have an athletic commissioner. And I mean, and I know people are like, oh, you're not. Oh, well, what about the smaller promotions? Aren't Modern Revenge Wrestling or PWX or Tracy Myers that can't afford to spend $500 to $700 to get a promoter's license? Well, guess what? You shouldn't be able to run a show.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like saying, well, you know what? I'm gonna open a car wash. I'm gonna open this restaurant up today. But I'm not gonna go get the health codes. I'm not gonna get the permits. I'm just gonna have my cousin in the back cooking. I'm gonna have my wife serving food. I'm gonna be working the bar. I mean, there's no regulations to it. I mean, in the world that we live in, how in the hell do we not have regulations on all this by now?
Yeah, and what they did was that was McMahon. Because he flipped it as a entertainment thing rather than a sports thing, so now it doesn't really fall under that kind of commission. It could fall under something else. Like I know for music licensing, there's like ASCAP and BMG and some other stuff, but maybe there's something that can be oversight for wrestling, or just fold wrestling back in with boxing and mixed martial arts, like New York does. The only thing I don't like about New York is that they do, and again, I guess maybe this is a nitpicky thing, but they have a doctor come and do the vitals on all the wrestlers, which, yes, I get, it's, that's great, everybody's going to be healthy enough, but at the same time, you've got guys like fucking, not that I don't want to call anybody out, but you've got old wrestlers in their 60s and 70s. Do these guys really need to get their fucking blood pressure taken? They're barely doing anything out there, So, but that's my only nitpick with that. But I like that there's at least a commission. They have rules. In the state of New York, you have to have mats covering at least two sides of the ring, so when the wrestlers do dives, they dive on the mats. Like, spoiler alert, but there's a lot of safety regulations that go into it that you don't see in Connecticut.
Right, Connecticut's the Wild Wild West. I mean,
it really is. Told. Jesus Christ, there's a new company coming up every fucking month. It seems like.
And see, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. See, our business used to be an institution to be involved in. Like, you couldn't just be a promoter. You had to be you had to either be an ex-worker, or you had to be born into it, or you had to work in the office and you had to work your way up.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now, like me, I couldn't have been like, oh, 10 years ago, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna start gimmick tree entertainment, modern vintage wrestling. No, it doesn't work that way. I had to earn my stripes by working as ring crew, working as a backstage handler, working as an assistant booker, so you understand what you're doing, And unfortunately, the world we live in, these guys don't care about what we're doing. All they care
because
about.
Also, like in the Northeast, man, I don't know if what it's like down there, but everybody's got a fucking wrestling school.
Oh my God. Oh,
I'm serious.
It's the same.
Every retired guy who lives up here has a school, and I'm sure a lot of them are very good. But like, how many schools do you need?
My thought process on wrestling schools are that you should automatically, if you're going, I think that's the reason every state should require a promoter's license, but they should also require an instructor's license. If you're going to be a trainer, you're going to be an instructor, you've got to get a license.
And have a certain amount of hours in, and yeah. Right.
This is a one. You guys don't know this guy that well, but he's one of I think maybe Eric may have got to meet him at our last show. Smith Garrett. Smith Garrett was very good cut, very good looking guy, young. Looks like Kurt Angle basically. Got big chiseled body. Looks like $1 million. He went to a wrestling school out of an ad he's seen on the internet. It was up in West Virginia. He drove from North Carolina up there. It was supposed to be a tryout to get you into TNA. And he got there, and it was two green guys that pretty much didn't have no business even stepping foot in the ring. And these guys were all there. It was all a bunch of newbies. Nobody knew anything. And they were having they had Smith Garrett get in the ring, and they did. Everybody know Sheamus's White Noise.
Yeah.
They had him do that finisher to him, his first bump ever.
No, that's stupid.
Broke his neck. Literally, broke his neck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that's
literally.
brutal.
The guy fought back from having a broken neck to now where he got trained by George South and Trevor Lee now, and that's just that's just
sucks.
how. Yeah, and you got to think about it. If he ever gets to NXT level, he's like, they'll never take me because I can't pass the medical. I can't pass the medical exam.
Yeah.
That's awful.
God damn.
Yeah, and he's good enough. He's good enough, legitimately, that he can be signed right now.
Shit.
Cedric Alexander told him right in front of me. He said, if you would be signed if you didn't have your broken neck.
Speaking of Cedric, goddamn, Cedric got a hell of a reception from that crowd.
Yep. He got a job. That crowd got him a job.
Yeah. Oh, then when Triple H came out, oh my God. I've known Cedric. I know you may have known him longer, Charlie, because you're from the area, but I met Cedric probably 2008, and we used to joke. Cedric Alexander is one of the top 10 black wrestlers in the world because there are only 10 black wrestlers in the world.
That's Cedric.
In 2008, at the time, it was fucking Bobby Lashley and Cedric Alexander and two other guys. There were not that many now there are a lot of black wrestlers, but back then that was the joke, was that he was one of the top 10 because it was like Jay Lethal, Bobby Lashley, and Cedric Alexander were the top 3. And everybody, but now, no, seriously, without a doubt, he is one of the best out there right now.
Well, I mean, he gave up. Think about this much. Cedric Alexander gave up his guaranteed money for Ring of Honor. He left all that money on the table.
Wow.
He literally left. He left one of the biggest contracts. They offered him a contract extension. They offered him everything.
Yeah.
He walked away from it. He shedded the weight that he had to get down to the cruiserweight weight, and he did all that on a gamble. He gambled on himself, and obviously it's paid off.
Yep.
I mean, Cedric will be on main roster. He will be He will be. He will be definitely.
Cruiserweight champion at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's a version of Ray. I think he can transfer into heavyweights and cruiserweights.
Absolutely.
He can flow either way. Probably, like I said, probably one of the nicest guys in the business.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
and this is how I'll pull a little bit of a curtain back. Obviously, our show, July 30th, had Kevin Cross versus Cedric Alexander. Obviously, Cedric was leaving and wouldn't be doing that many indies, so he came to me and said, I want to make sure Cross looks like $1 million. Let me do the honors the right way. And not only did he do the business, but he also did a knockout finish to make Cross look like a monster.
Wow.
And this is a guy that is on TV, national TV, and it turned around right after the whole deal with Hunter at the NWA thing. He was there at the NWA Legends deal, and sit down and gave Gimmick Tree a tree of knowledge for about 30 minutes about his career and about the Carolinas. And did it behind the Gimmick Tree banners. We got it on film. We're going to be releasing it probably in the next couple of weeks when he goes on TV, obviously, just for marketing. Awesome. And Cedric wasn't like, hey, brother, you want to hook me up a little, something like that. Cedric, nah, brother. He said, thank you very much. He said, I'll see you down the road somewhere. You know what I mean? And Cedric already said, until I go on National Road, if they put me in NXT, I'll come back and I'll work with your younger guys. That's a guy that gives back to our business. That I would say Cedric Alexander, by far, is probably one of the best, pure, nicest guys in our business I've ever met.
Absolutely, and more. I wish nothing but the best for Cedric, because he really is somebody that worked to get to where he is and worked to improve, and like you said, Charlie, you started out with your backstage duties and ring crew, and I remember making change for autograph signings and taking Polaroids for people and shit like that. Everybody has their different ways of working their ways up, and Cedric Alexander definitely fucking did it, and he did it the right way, and it paid off. And he is, if you want to follow a template for how to succeed in wrestling, it is Cedric Alexander.
Well, on that note, boys, Smackdown has started, so we should probably cut it out.
Smackdown started. Well, we're probably getting better ratings than Smackdown, guys. To be honest with you.
It's very possible. Oh, we should go over before we leave. We should probably just go over our fucking SummerSlam picks, right?
That'd be good. I got mine filled out.
I filled mine out during this conversation as well, but we'll just go. Do we want to even talk about TakeOver Brooklyn? What do we think?
No.
Shinsuke's taking the title. That's all you need to know.
All right.
Hey, did you guys also know that ticket sales for that event? Steve, you remember how TakeOver Dallas? How expensive were your tickets for Dallas?
Our tickets? How expensive?
Yeah, just.
They were
$120 each.
Yeah, they were about $1.20 a piece.
Okay. Right now, you can get TakeOver Brooklyn tickets. You can get TakeOver Brooklyn tickets for about $40.
Wow.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
They haven't sold out?
Nope. If you go to StubHub, right now, they got them for about $40.
Wow.
I might be looking there.
Yeah, we could have a fucking field trip.
I won't make it in time.
Oh, it's a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
You got to do deliveries on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Ah, see, I remember these things. All right, so
now,
SummerSlam.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Side note for Saturday night, I will be in New York City. I will privately text anybody that wants the address, but we are doing karaoke Saturday night with Bill Apner.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's a private room. It's Apner, a bunch of guys from PWI, and a bunch of people from the industry. I cannot reveal names, but I will say that there will be some names there.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's very
Damn,
cool.
I wish I was still living in New York.
I will consider that and see what I'm doing that Saturday and what my budget is.
We're probably looking at about 10 o'clock start time.
Okay. Oh, so it's fairly all right. Okay.
Yeah, it's about a 9:30, 10 o'clock start time. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be all the PWI crew. It'll be Abner, a couple of his personal friends, myself. Yeah, and I can't just really. I will say there will be a couple of former employees of the.
There's
WWE.
tickets for $17 actually.
$17. Holy fucking Moses! What are summer? Man, if there are cheap SummerSlam tickets, that might be my next stop.
Tell you in a second.
All right, so as we're
SummerSlam's starting at $125.
Yeah, let's do these picks.
yeah. All right, Cesaro, Sheamus. Cesaro.
Sheamus.
Rusev, Reigns.
All right,
U.S. title.
Reigns.
Rusev.
I'm going with Rusev. Tag team match. Enzo and Cass against Jericho.
Enzo
and Cass. Definitely. New Day against the Club for the tag team titles.
The Club.
I'm going with the Club.
I'm going New Day. With a Big E return.
All right, and singles match: Cena Styles.
AJ.
Styles.
I think Cena's got to get his win back. He lost last time.
I heard Cena's leaving for a bit.
Oh, is he? All right. Well, I might amend my pick before. I'm going to do some research before Sunday, then. I still have time. The Miz against Apollo Crews, Intercontinental title.
Apollo Crews.
I'm going with
Miz.
Apollo Crews. Oh, Miz from Ryan.
I got Miz too.
Oh, and Eric. Uh-oh.
And I hate the Miz.
And you hate the Miz. All right, well, let it be known on record. He hates the Miz.
That you hate the Miz. Oh, yeah.
We'll text that to him, sure. Sasha Banks, Charlotte for the women's championship.
Sasha.
Gotta be.
Charlotte.
Oh.
Who said that?
Charlie
I did.
said it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm telling you. Just remember.
All right.
You're out of your fucking mind. Good.
It won't be Dana Brooke helping her. It'll be someone else helping her win the title.
Aha.
The formation of the
That'll
women
be
horsemen.
interesting.
Carry on.
All right.
Who would you think?
Any spoil? He's not gonna spoil it.
Uh,
Ambrose Ziggler for the WWE Championship, World Championship.
Ambrose.
Gotta be Ambrose. Gotta be.
I wouldn't mind
Ziggler.
though.
Ziggler.
Wow, you think title change this quick?
Yeah, you have to. You have to. You have to. You got to do something. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I would definitely say change it with some. I think there's going to be some controversy.
Okay. Interesting. How about Finn Balor, Seth Rollins?
I'm going Baylor.
I got Balor.
Seth.
I'm
going.
gonna have to go Rollins. I'm sitting on it.
Finn, so, and our main event, potentially our main event. I think it should be the last. Probably is going to be the last match. Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton.
Brock. Unless Goldberg
Randy.
shows up.
I'm going Randy.
All right, I'm going Brock. Looks like Charlie and Steve are going Randy. All right. Interesting.
My question is, how's Balor and Seth not the main event?
That's a good fucking question.
I don't know. It's listed on Wikipedia that Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton is, but who know? You know, it doesn't mean that's could change.
Cards
Yeah,
change all the time.
Well, I mean, because obviously your world title match is your biggest match of the night. It's your biggest of everything. Hey Vince, did you ever figure out your schedule for October too? By the way.
October. Yeah, I've got I think October 8th I'm booked for something, and then what was the date you wanted me to look up?
29th.
The 29th.
I've got a person to do ring announcing.
Yep.
But I want somebody to do backstage interviews for the iPay-per-view.
Right. All right. I actually might be able to do that. That might be fun. All right.
You're working with Hapner all night, so good luck to you.
Hey. Oh God. All right. Listen. Bill stopped by at a signing at WrestleMania 29. Man, it was a lot of fun. He's a good guy.
I love those.
All
Alright, boys.
All right, so SmackDown has started.
All right, I'm stuck in the airport. I can't watch it. So they got the Olympics on. So
Nice.
the only thing I tried to get the channel changed, and almost got killed. So I don't think it'll happen. So
Damn.
I mean, but, it's actually funny. It's actually funny. I was just trying to get to sports entertainment to something that's fixed, just like the Olympics.
Oh.
Hey, at least the stadium the WWE's going to use isn't going to go to decay in
Well,
Yes.
and dead bodies aren't floating up in the
Yeah,
in the ocean.
Jesus Christ.
That too.
Zika.
I want to put an over-under bet on how many people got a super virus.
Oh, everybody got it. Everybody got, like, SARS and Zika at the same time. All right, so we should close things out here.
All right, boys.
Thank you for tuning into the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the only dating site for wrestling fans. Make wrestling night your date night. Go to TagMeADate.com now. Sign up. Your first 30 days are free. Sign up now before we start charging money. Then we're going to have the big-ass Tag Me a Date boat. We're going to play I'm on a boat, sail the boat. But it's free now, so get on board. See what I did there with the boat and getting on board? Yep. All right. We're here live on YouTube every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. Go to YouTube, type in Tag Me a Date, all one word, Tag Me a Date, no spaces. You will see our channel. Click on it. You can see our archive shows, our upcoming live broadcasts. It is 7 p.m. on Eastern Time every Tuesday evening. The War Report, Tag Me.